can make kind of educated guesses. So that's why I think it's fair to say that many biologists I speak to, not all, but many, would say that given the amount of time and the things that had to happen to produce complex multicellular life on Earth and then intelligence, given all that, then it might be unusual to produce complex living things like us. But I emphasize this, we're talking about science here. So in the absence of any evidence, then we can look at what we can see and try to make some educated guesses. But that's not to say, absolutely not to say, that we shouldn't look. And so programs like SETI, for example, looking for radio signals, but signatures of civilizations. As I mentioned, the James Webb Space Telescope is now capable of looking at the chemical composition of atmospheres. You could imagine seeing oxygen at high concentration in an atmosphere, which then suggests photosynthesis is present. So it's possible we could detect life on a planet around a distant star before we detect signs of it on Mars, even if it exists on Mars. It could be, I suppose, you could imagine megastructures around stars, these ideas of Dyson spheres and incredibly advanced civilizations building such large objects in space that you could see a signal of them. And we do, it's a legitimate part of astronomy to look for those signals. But so I should mention that we haven't seen any as yet.
Found another artifact. Echo, scan the terrain and pinpoint its origin.
When we imagine intelligent alien life, we usually think of living beings, organisms somewhat similar to us, shaped by evolution and biology. But what if advanced civilizations have moved beyond their biological origins entirely? After thousands or even millions of years of technological advancement, perhaps they've chosen to exist in a digital form, uploading their consciousness to machines, existing permanently as a machine-based intelligence. Such beings wouldn't age or tire, and could easily endure interstellar journeys impossible for biological life. Could it be that the intelligent alien civilizations we're searching for are no longer biological at all, but instead purely digital?
That's a good question. It goes back to the Fermi paradox. I think it looks like, to me, that it's inevitable that a civilization like ours, which is biological, ultimately will become, silicon-based or whatever it is. We're going to do that at some point, perhaps in the near future. I don't see any reason why that's not possible, and I think we're going to do it. And then you open up this possibility of sending life, albeit the von Neumann machines, right, the replicators, out to the stars. Think about Mars, for example. Why aren't we on Mars now? It's not because we don't have the capability. We have stuff on Mars, but they're robots, because it's easier to send robots to Mars than people. People are really not very good at spaceflight.
Well, that was a rough ride. You can say that again.
Biologically, it's difficult to go to our nearest neighbouring planet is challenging because the life support systems are difficult. Our biology is not built for that. It didn't evolve for that. So it's hard. Much easier if you can send machines. So I think the future of our civilization ultimately will be machine-based. Again, that then feeds into the question of why nobody's done it. Because you become immortal, basically, as a civilization, if you can do that.